Well, all right. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Hot Seat Automotive Podcast. It's your buddy CJ here. And tonight, we're talking about all things automotive industry, the car guy hobby, all the things that automotive enthusiasts are most interested in. This is the home of Real Gearhead Talk. Real Gearhead Talk. You know your buddy CJ brings it to you straight. Guys, I am so excited tonight. We got a big episode. Tonight. Can I get a Ric Flair clap and a woo-woo? Let me tell you something. Guys, welcome back to all my subscribers. If you're new to the channel, please give me a like and subscribe. Guys, leave me those comments. I respond to all the comments I can. And let's go ahead and get into this. Guys, tonight, listen, spring has sprung. It's spring 2024, car guys. Are you kidding me? How exciting is this? It is time to get ready for the next season of automotive events, car meets, road trips, rallies, whatever you're into. Now is the time to get ready for the season. And your buddy CJ tonight is going to give you 3 cars that you should consider buying right now if you're in the market for another automotive enthusiast car. Maybe it's time to get back into the hobby. Maybe it's time to refresh what you're driving and you got your eyes open for your next ride. Let me tell you something. I have 3 cars on my list that I claim are so cool. These are not, listen, couple rules for tonight's list. I'm going to give it to you straight, and I'm getting excited. I hope you guys are too. Leave me those comments. Let me tell you something, guys. I'm going to give you 3 cars that are going to differentiate you from the rest of the pack. I'm going to give you 3 cars that get a lot of street cred in the automotive enthusiast hobby. I'm going to give you 3 cars that not just everybody out there owns. Listen, if you're looking to get back into this hobby or to get another car for the upcoming season, to start going to events, just to enjoy, to cruise around, to do your track days, all those things, and you want to go with a safe bet, you want to be with the pack, you want to be with the crowd, well, your buddy CJ's list is the complete opposite. You know, if you want to go and get yourself, a Mustang or a Camaro or a Challenger, all great cars. I'm just giving you those as examples. Those are fantastic cars. They're also safe bets. They are the backbone of our hobby, no doubt. I've had examples of all of those cars. I love them. But tonight, we're going to talk about 3 true automotive enthusiast cars that you can snag right now that I claim they are the right cars to buy right now, and I'll tell you why when we get into it. I'm going to give you cars that are in a budget, anywhere from mid-40s up to 80K. Look, these are not inexpensive cars per se. They're at sort of that sweet spot, 40K, 45K, 50K to not more than 80K. Your buddy CJ doesn't want you to go broke, and I would never want you to overextend yourself. So I'm giving you 3 car guy performance bargains that you should snag right now to get yourself back in the hobby. Oh boy, I'm telling you, these are cars I would buy any day of the week if I found the right one. And your buddy CJ would never steer you wrong. But I got to tell you right now, if you disagree with my list, let me know. Leave me those comments. I'd love to hear from you. I respond to all the comments I can. If you got something else on your list, what are your 3? My question for you, your buddy CJ going to give you homework. Take a look at my list. Let me know what you think. But then let me know what's on your list. 3 cars for between 40K and 80K that you think are hot car guy buys right now for the spring season. And guys, let's get psyched. Let's get ready for the new season. Are you kidding me? Put away the snow shovels. Car guys, now is the time to update your garage. And let's talk about 3 cars that your buddy CJ insists you must snag right now. Let's get into it. All right. On this channel, what do we do, guys? We look at things together. And tonight, where are we going to start? Are you kidding me? 3rd generation Dodge Viper. This is on my list of 3 cars that you should consider buying right now, spring 2024, to get yourself ready for this season. Let me tell you something. Dodge Viper, I claim the sweet spot, guys, is a 2004 through a 2006. Right now, for about, let's say, 50,000 to not more than 70,000, 80,000, you can get a fantastic Viper. In that sweet spot, I'd say 40 to 60, 70. Listen, you can get a beautiful car with that V10 6-speed manual transmission. You're talking at about 500 horsepower, soft top convertible, okay? Look at the styling. Look at the stance. You got side exhaust. Seating for two. The big V10 out front. The manual 6-speed transmission. Okay? These Vipers, they're wide cars. They sit low. Plenty of room in that cockpit for two. Now, you can do road trips with these cars. They have a useful trunk. Okay? They produced somewhere in the order of 32,000 total Vipers across the run. There's still plenty of these out there with lower mileage. I say lower, let's say anywhere from 15,000 miles to 40,000 miles, somewhere in that sweet spot for about, let's call it 50 to 60K, you can get a fantastic 2004 to 2006 Dodge Viper. Write it down, take it to the bank. Your buddy CJ's telling you tonight, the 2004 to 2006 Dodge Viper is the one you might want to snag right now. Guys, this is an automotive enthusiast car. And I claim when you're at your event, when you're at the cruise night, when you're at the track day, the cars and coffee, whatever it might be, you pull in a Dodge Viper, you are the coolest kid at the meet. I'm serious. This is a cool car in every way. The Dodge Viper, when this thing came out, are you kidding me? The first gen, the second gen, right up to the latest ones, the special editions, the ACRs. This car has a storied history. This car really changed the game with that V10. This is America's track car. You know, I always considered the Viper America's track car. This is sort of the evolution, the fulfillment of the promise that was the Shelbys of old. Dodge came out with this thing. Are you kidding me? So the first car on my list is the 2004 to 2006 Dodge Viper. Yes, this same generation, you could go 2003 to 2010. Listen, I'm not going to tell you there's a bad year there, but if I get you too far on the other end of that continuum, the later models, they're going to cost you more, right? Your buddy CJ is trying to dial you into the sweet spot. I would seriously consider snagging one of these if you're looking for a cool car for the 2024 automotive enthusiast season. Let's keep going, guys. Keep those comments coming. I love interacting with you guys. Get at me on Instagram, Hot Seat Gearheads. Guys, we're having so much fun on the channels, with the videos, with the reels, with the commentary, the good, respectful dialogue. Let's keep it going. Speaking of keeping it going, are you kidding me? Listen, Porsche 911. This car is considered by many to be the best all-around sports car in the market, in the history of our hobby. A lot of enthusiasts feel that way, and with good reason. Porsche 911 may not be for everybody, but let me give you a warning. Whoop, whoop. Your buddy CJ is giving you a warning right now, car guys. You go out there and drive a Porsche 911, specifically the one that I'm turning you on to tonight, the 991 generation from 2012 to 2016 in North America. You will fall in love with this car. It's a warning. You'll be hooked. And that's what I want to talk about here, guys. This car in the Carrera trim, in the 991 generation, that's 2012 to 2016. It's a naturally aspirated 3.4 liter horizontally opposed or boxer configuration engine. Okay, it's naturally aspirated. You're at about 345 horsepower in the Carrera. That's plenty. I'm going to tell you right now, Porsche horsepower are greater than other manufacturers. Don't be fooled. Well, if I get a Hellcat, if I get this, it's got more horsepower. Yeah, but let me tell you something. The driving experience in this 911 will be very different. It'll change the way you think about horsepower and torque. It'll change the way you think about muscle cars versus sports cars, European sports cars versus American stuff. Drive a Porsche 911. Specifically, on my list of 3 sports cars to consider right now for the 2024 season, it's the 991 generation of the Porsche 911 in the Carrera trim. Okay? Guys, these can be had, as I described, for, I'm going to say that sweet spot of, let's say, 45,000 all the way up to 70,000. Might you spend a little bit more? You might. You might find one for a little bit less. But in the Carrera trim, my advice to you, if you want to experience what it's like to own an evolved, sophisticated sports car, and you want to give Porsches a try, the sweet spot right now is the 991 generation, and the Carrera trim is a fantastic place to start. Okay? You're not going to break the bank on these. And listen, the thing I like about the 991 generation of the 911 is this was a completely new platform for the 911. Porsche guys, you know what I'm talking about. And this is a modern Porsche. It does not look dated. It's got the classic styling, but it's updated, okay? The body lines are just absolutely beautiful. The interiors are such high quality, guys. If you're looking for a new car for the 2024 Automotive Enthusiast season, and you're looking for the sweet spot in terms of a deal in a car that's what I consider to be at a sweet spot of the depreciation curve, look at the 991 911 in the Carrera trim. Now, let me say something else, and let's just get this out of the way. 2012 to 2016, the 991 generation, Carrera is very good. Carrera S is a little bit better. If you can afford to step into a Carrera S, it's got a bit more power. It's got a 3.8 liter naturally aspirated engine, and it produces somewhere closer to 400 horsepower. It's not like it's night and day, bigger performance. You'll feel it, okay? It is a better car in terms of performance, but the Carrera is absolutely fantastic. All I'm telling you, because I know how you are, car guys, real talk, you're like me. You want to get that performance bang for your buck, and you want to get as much performance as you can, right? That's just how we are. So if you can step up to a Carrera S without overextending yourself, it's going to put you at a higher price point than that 40 to 60K, that sweet spot where you can snag a nice 991, 911, 2012 to 2016, add probably 20% to that for a nice Carrera S. And prices are all over the board based on options, okay? And colors, I'll say. Options and colors are big. Porsche guys are all about the spec, and you'll find that. But I claim this is a good one to get. The 2012 to 2016 Porsche 911 991. Now, 2017, they have what's called the 991.2. That's where they went with the twin turbo. It's got next level performance. It's got some updated styling cues. Of course, the 991.2 is an amazing car. From a performance standpoint, some folks will prefer it, but the 991 is the last of the naturally aspirated, mass-produced 911s. So there's something to be said for that. Your Porsche 911, 2012 to 2016, she's all naturally aspirated. No turbo wine. Now, the turbo wine is pretty cool for me. But if you want that true to form, naturally aspirated, last of the 911 Carreras in that NA form, 991 is the one you might want to consider. And I claim they're absolutely incredible cars. You'll never regret owning it. 2024 car guy season. Are you kidding me? Let's get into it. This is a good one to buy. Guys, let's look at number 3 on my list. By the way, leave me comments. Do you agree with my list? Listen, agree or disagree, but your buddy CJ is giving you homework. You ain't getting off the hook tonight. Your buddy CJ is giving you homework. Leave me comments. Tell me what's on your list. I'd love to hear it, guys. I'd love to hear what's on your list. Top 3 cars for car guys for spring 2024 to really get ready for the season. Come on. Let's take a look at this. This is the 3rd one on my list, and it just might blow your mind. Look at this thing. Guys, what are we talking about? Alfa Romeo 4C. Some might call this the pocket Ferrari. Are you kidding me? This thing is all Italian sports car. When this thing came out, the automotive industry, the car guy hobby, we all lost our minds, right? This thing has supercar engineering and styling cues, but at a much lower price point, at sports car price point. Okay, this is an Italian sports car that has some of those styling cues that you might see on a supercar, but it's micro-sized. It's a micro machine. The Alfa Romeo 4C is like a micro machine that you can own. Guys, what I'm telling you about this Alfa Romeo 4C, listen, they made them from 2013 to 2020. Okay, this is an Italian-made sports car in every sense of the word. It's got some high-tech construction and architectural elements. The engine's out back, just like in its big brother, the Ferrari. Come on, are you kidding me? However, she's powered by a 1.75-liter inline-4 turbo engine. It's not a big displacement engine, but let me tell you something. 237 horsepower for this small platform. Is it plenty? Listen, it's enough power to have just an incredible time. This car will probably scare you. When I think about like a Porsche Boxster, for example, or a Miata, those cars don't put out big power numbers, but they are a blast to drive. The Alfa 4C is the alternative. They only made about 10,000 of these guys, 9 or 10,000 of these. So these cars are scarce. And I claim, listen, if you want to go Miata, or you want to go with a Honda S2000, or you want to go with a Porsche Boxster, those are incredible cars and kind of, check some of the same boxes. But if you want to be different, if you want to differentiate yourself from the pack, you should consider an Alfa Romeo 4C. Buy this car if you want to enter the 2024 automotive enthusiast season and be differentiated and stand out from the pack. The Alfa Romeo 4C is about as cool an Italian sports car, sophisticated European sports car guy, you name it, that's you with your Alfa Romeo 4C. Are you kidding me? Now listen, 6-speed dual clutch transmission, you don't have an option for a manual in these. The other thing I'll tell you, I've been in these cars. I love them. I've checked them out. It's probably not the most comfortable car. Practicality is questionable, but that's not why you buy it. You buy it as an awesome automotive enthusiast weekend fun car. Hit the mountains, cruise out to the beach, okay? Do the track day if that's your jam. Going to automotive enthusiast events, you are an Italian sports car guy. You're not going to be like every other Miata or Porsche Boxster or Corvette that's out there. You're going to be different. And that's what's cool. I think the coolest thing about the Alfa Romeo 4C, or at least part of it, is that it is differentiated. It is cool. In terms of price point, you're looking at $45K to $65K. Pricing is kind of all over the map. They had a launch edition. There's Spiders. There's Coupes. I think I'll tell you a story. Your buddy CJ will tell you a story about this car. I remember going to look at these when they came out with my son. I did not buy one at the time, but the salesman kind of showed us the way the top worked. And I kind of joked, it's literally a piece of fabric with like a frame on it, and you roll it up. Leave me comments if you've seen it before. Maybe you have one of these cars. Listen, I'm not throwing shade at it. I'm just saying it's kind of different. It's not like it's a hard top, Targa top, or anything like that. Like it's literally a piece of fabric with some structure to it. You take it out, then you roll it up, and you stow it away. It's just different. The seats are not the most comfortable. Again, you're not buying a car to commute 100 miles a day or to go on a 1,000-mile road trip necessarily. I mean, you probably could, but that's not really what this thing's all about. This is your weekend, blast through the mountains, have fun, and be different. You are a European sports car, Italian racing heritage sports car guy. Mamma mia, she's an Italian sports car, 100%. It's a baby Ferrari in some ways. Come on, Ferrari guys. Ferrari guys, don't get all mad at your buddy CJ. Listen, I think it's got styling cues of a Ferrari. You disagree? Let me know. Leave me those comments. But guys, about as much fun as you can have, in something that is differentiated and just a blast to drive, the Alfa Romeo 4C, and you're not going to break the bank, $45K to $65K to snag one of these. Guys, those are my top 3 car guy picks right now. We're talking about getting ready for the 2024 season by snagging a car that you're not going to lose your shirt on. I think all 3 of these cars are going to depreciate more. Let me get that out of the way. But I don't think you're going to lose your shirt, whether you keep it for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, whatever. I don't think you're going to completely lose your shirt. I do think that each of these cars are going to depreciate some, but I think someone else probably ate the biggest part of the depreciation. So I think these are fairly safe bets, and I think these cars will continue to be in demand. Who knows? The depreciation curve may actually start going the other way, and they start to appreciate an increase in value. I could see that happening for these cars. There's always a bit of a gamble. But what I'm here to tell you, for spring 2024, if you want to either add something new to the garage, add something new to the stable, or replace what you got, and you want to be differentiated, your buddy CJ just gave you 3 cars that I claim will check all those boxes, and you will love them, and you will have a blast with them, and you won't be in the pack with everybody else at the car meet. No, you're going to stand out with these 3 cars. Your buddy CJ preaching tonight about all the things the car guys should consider before they snag their next car. Guys, my homework for you, my ask of you, number 1, give me a like and subscribe. Love to have you as part of the channel. We're having so much fun. We're growing like crazy. Hit me up on Hot Seat Gearheads on Instagram. Listen, leave me those comments. Let me know what's on your list. I need to know your top 3 cars. Do you agree with your buddy CJ? That's okay if you do or you don't. I still love you. Your buddy CJ loves you, always. But you got to tell me what's on your list. So, guys, thanks for checking out tonight's episode. Hopefully you had as much fun as I did. Let me know what you think. Spring 2024 is here. Let's get ready. Let's get ready. Let's do this. Let me know what you think about my list. Guys, I'll see you in the next episode. Till then, peace.